Hello, PsySniper.
Hello.
This is your best shot, and we have been playing the Old Republic. We got into the weekend beta. We got to play for a couple of days. We recorded a little bit of video. What did you play?
I played the Jedi Sentinel in the end. The video you see at the moment, I'm not at that level yet, but close to. This mission I'm doing at the moment is on the quest to get the lightsaber, which you'll see a bit later on in the video.
Yes, Jedi Sentinel is... you're at the Jedi Knight at the minute, aren't you? And then you become a Jedi Sentinel later. That's kind of like a prestige class, advanced class, wouldn't they call it?
Yeah, that's right.
I played a smuggler, which you'll get to see a little bit later on, and I eventually got to the point where I became a gunslinger, which is the dual blasters, hiding behind cover, blasting things type smuggler. You know the type. You'll see that a little bit later on. What did you think of Jedi Knight?
I found it quite enjoyable. Of course, swinging a lightsaber around is always fun.
It's kind of the definitive Star Wars thing, isn't it? If you see a bloke running around with a lightsaber, you know it's Star Wars.
Well, this is it. I think anyone who gets this game will have a Jedi just because it's Star Wars.
I think everyone will have at least one Jedi.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess there might be a couple of people who don't, but they'll be the only ones. If you're comparing it to, let's say, a warrior in World of Warcraft or another melee class in another MMO, how does it feel in relation to that?
Kinda similar, I would say. Having played World of Warcraft, I've not really played a warrior class as such, but I have a Death Knight, and it's kind of still hack and slash, which, yeah, it could be fun, but it could get a bit boring after a while. That's one of the downsides to being a Jedi Knight.
I didn't play a Force user at all. Were there any sort of Force powers, or is it all melee based?
You get a few Force powers. With this class, you have to, of course, attack a few enemies, and it builds up your Force power, which you can then use to do bigger hits.
It's kind of like Rage. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
I know there's the Jedi Consular class, which is the primary Force user, and they pretty much think spells around. Smuggler was quite interesting, actually. I quite liked Smuggler. It is a ranged class. You can run up to people and punch them, and actually that does probably more damage than I should say it should do, considering that you're supposed to be a ranged class. I don't think there's a minimum range, actually. I think you can just blast people from zero range, which is something that is only just happening in WoW at the minute. In the next expansion, hunters get rid of their minimum range. But the cover mechanic is quite fun. I've heard some people complain about it, but the cover mechanic I think works quite well. There's only certain abilities that you can use within cover. So if you want to throw explosives at people and blow them up, or use your sort of main energy conserving attack, you have to do that from behind cover. You can't do that just standing there. Twin blasters, if you take gunslinger later on. Single blaster if you don't. Yeah, I quite like it.
I'm very tempted to roll a gunslinger after seeing the video that you have on here. It seemed like quite a fun class to play. It seems more tactical based than just running in and hacking up.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a little bit like hunting in WoW, in that you're not as durable as the primary melee classes tend to be. You have to be a little bit more careful. You have to try and engage people at range and not let them run up to you and hack at you. Pick and choose your enemies. I actually get killed later on in this video, which is slightly embarrassing. The reason I get killed is because I don't pay any attention to my health, though. So, yeah, I think it's a little bit more tactical.
Going on to quests for this game, I was a little disappointed by how they're run. From what I can tell, there are a few special quests, like this one I'm on at the moment, but most of them still seem to be based around the whole go kill 10 people or go gather these things for me and bring them back. A very grindy type of mission. I know World of Warcraft players will probably hate this to no end, but World of Warcraft itself, with the Cataclysm add-on that came out, most of the quests actually became very fun to play. I'm hoping that of course, the quests later on get a lot better. But time will tell, I see.
I haven't played the Jedi starting area, of course, but I didn't really have a problem with the quests in the Smuggler area. I'll tell you a couple of things that I did like that TOR is doing differently. I mean, yeah, of course, there are quests where you have to go and kill a certain number of things, or where you have to go and gather some stuff up, or you have to kill things and then gather the stuff that they drop, and this kind of stuff. Some of the things that I did like, though, I think voice acting makes all the difference. I think you'd probably agree with me.
Absolutely.
In that respect. When you have just written quest text, you get to a point where you just want to, get to the next level, or you're bored of reading and you just skip past it, and then you miss out on all of the story and all the background. And context is everything. Why are you killing these 10 people? Why do you have to? What are these things that you're going and deactivating? What I found so far is that most of the kill 10 people quests are actually integrated into other quests. So you have a quest where you have to go into some area and sort of deactivate some kind of things or gather some kind of things, and then you'll automatically get a bonus quest to kill some of the people who are in your way. The main thing that I really enjoyed actually was the instanced quests, where you have quests for your class, and you have certain instanced areas that only a single player can enter of that class, and it's all story based, and different things can happen in that instanced area which couldn't normally happen outside in the main game world. A lot like World of Warcraft's phasing, which is sort of, in a way, single player or small groups of players doing certain things and changing the world that they're in. And instancing in this works very much in a similar kind of way. I quite like that. Right, okay, we've got, I think this is the end of you. Not literally, I think. This is the Smuggler. There's someone just blasting past on a speeder bike there. See a little bit of the cover mechanic, and then I throw a grenade at people. Throwing grenades is fun. I like grenades.
Seems like grenades are very powerful in this game. I mean, you just look like you one-shotted that person then.
Explosives in general tend to be quite powerful, as they should be. Explosives are often underpowered in MMOs, I think. They're just like another small form of damage. But if you throw a grenade at people, at the end of the day, you should blow people up. On a long cooldown, it will do, that's me hitting the bug report button there, I do that about 20 times while recording. It's right where the holster weapon key is, that's why I keep hitting it. I say, I'll put my weapon away now. Bug report. Not bug report. Grenades should blow people up, I think, though. There's another sort of effect that you have where you can throw an explosive that attaches onto someone, and then when you shoot them or deal damage to them, it does massive amounts of damage and sets them on fire and stuff. This is it here, and then the next time you blast them, they just burst into flames and explode. See, I did like Smuggler. I don't know, maybe the starting area is better than the Jedi Knight starting area, maybe that's why you sort of got the impression you did of the quests. Let's talk a little bit about game length, actually, while we're on the subject of quests. What I have heard, I don't know how true this is, and I won't know how true this is until I get to play through it. There is a prologue, which is what we played through. I don't think either of us got anywhere near finishing the prologue, where you first get your ship. And then there's 3 chapters to the game, and each chapter is supposed to be the same length as an entire Knights of the Old Republic game before. So this is a long game. I mean, this is a lot of content we're talking about here.
Yeah, I don't even know what the max level is for this. As far as I can tell, it's 40 from what I've heard. But still, when we was doing the beta, and I know there's a load of people that tend to level very quickly. The highest level person I see while playing this was only level 15.
Well, in the starting area, you wouldn't see people that high a level, because you don't really get to see any of the places where high level people hang out. That's me punching someone. Punching someone is fun.
Watch your health.
Yeah, this is the bit where I stop watching my health, and I blast all these people, and then I say, oh look, there's a captain. I can take him, and then I have basically no health at all. I haven't regenerated my health at any stage, and then he basically throws a grenade at me, and I get blasted.
So when you was playing, did you manage to get into a party and go into an instance?
Yes, I did, actually. Did you do any
parties? No, I'd never got around to doing that. I only went into instances on my own.
I think it's worth noting that as Knights of the Old Republic, with optional drop-in, drop-out co-op, it actually works quite well. I wandered into one of the group areas on Coruscant, which is the next place we go to. That's me getting blown up a bit. and there's various group areas throughout the game where you need more than one player to do it. The group areas in this place I soloed. I just blasted through them. But the group area in the next place, I tried to solo and got killed repeatedly. And there was another player trying to do it and getting killed repeatedly, and I just whispered to him and said, "Look, do you want to group up for this? We're just going to get wiped out otherwise. Here's where I get killed, by the way." So we grouped up, and actually it works really well. The group content with conversations. That's me exploding. When you actually go into a conversation with a quest giver or with someone in the quest, you do a roll every time you choose a conversation option. So if you've got 4 players, which incidentally 4 players is the group size in this, the large group size for a 5-man type dungeons, like you'd find in World of Warcraft, you have 4 players in this game, not 5. And as soon as you have more than 2 players, one of your companions goes away. Companion members count as party members. Of course, they're not as powerful. You haven't seen
So does that mean that if you went into a group with just 2 people and you both had companions, that would mean full group?
But bear in mind, companions aren't as powerful as full players, but they do sort of fill in quite a lot. It's much better than trying to solo certain stuff.
Okay.
But the conversation system works really well. You make rolls. Whoever wins the roll gets to speak, and they get some points for that. If you all choose the light side option, then you get light side points even if you didn't win the roll. I thought it worked really well as a group thing. We did the group area, and then we went off and did some of the solo quests together as well. And I thought it worked really well. It was excellent.
So say you was in a group then, and 2 of you roll for dark side, 2 of you roll for light side, and the dark side won. Would you still get your light side points? Is that what you're saying?
No.
That's where
you only get the light side points if you voted for it and if that option wins. So if someone says a dark side thing, and you voted for a light side thing, you don't get any points at all. You don't get dark side points because one of your companions said something that decided he wanted to electrocute everyone or something.
That's cool. I was just thinking that might be a bit annoying to go into a group who likes to do the dark side stuff, and of course you want to just go pure good side, and of course if you're going to start getting points because of this one person, you might get a bit annoyed.
Yeah. I think I predict argument still, because some conversation options, like the selfish ones, will get you more money or something like that. And if someone goes for a light side option instead, you say, "I didn't want light side points, I wanted credits, damn it."
I was actually very tempted to roll a Sith player on this because I like to play as an evil player, but it's just weird that you can play a Sith person but on the side of good.
I'm definitely going to play a light side Sith.
Yeah, it just makes no sense.
I mean, you'd get executed. You'd be shot if you were a light side Sith. They'd just be like, "Why didn't you kill all those innocent civilians? You're finished with us. We're going to execute you now because we're evil. We're the dark side. This is what happens."
The thing with this game also is it's not just all about questing. You can also create your own items with the your crew.
Yeah. Did you get to do much crafting?
I have to say, I tried doing it, but I couldn't really work it out. I didn't really spend much time with it though, so that's probably why.
If you're used to WoW, it's quite a bit different. You can learn 3 trade skills. There's loads of them. There's about 12 or 14 or something. There's loads and loads of trade skills. You can learn 3 of them, but you don't actually build anything. You just sort of tell your crew to do it, which is where it gets a little bit confusing. I picked the wrong trade skills, so I didn't actually manage to get any of the materials I needed to actually build stuff, because I didn't pick the right trade skills in order to do it. You have to read quite carefully. I think we're pretty much there. Let's talk very briefly about the pricing. SRP on this game, just for the standard edition, is 40 quid, and that almost put me off getting it. I managed to find it for £35 for the standard edition, which was just about enough for me to pay it, but
it's £8.99 a month, isn't it?
£8.99 a month as well. I think, even considering the length of the game, for a subscription-based game, I think they've almost priced themselves too high.
Yeah, £40 for a PC game as well is...
A subscription-based game. This is me almost.
Yeah, bear in mind you can get World of Warcraft, the original version, Burning Crusade and Lich King for £10 now, is it?
Yep, and there's a lot of refinements and things in that as well. And here's you punching someone. Thank you very much for watching.